So here goes. So welcome to EDU 105 405. And it says Jim sharing the screen. And let's look at EDU 105, which is this one. Okay, so the content of the 105 is exactly the same as the 405 for the masters, and you'll see in this introduction thing here, I'm referring to Res 101E and 401E because that was the old codes for these two subjects. We've now called them 105 and 405. Okay. So, as I think I put in my forum post, the best thing to do is see all this material as aisles in Woolies, and you go up and down the aisles to see what you feel you need to access, and you pass by those things you don't need. Okay?
Yep.
So let's have a wee look at the subject outline. So these assignments, there's a slight difference for the masters, but let's look here anyway. There are 5 forum posts to make, so that's every fortnight. We never work in weeks, we just work in dates, so that's what you'll find on Moodle. And I always keep the windows open a week after due date because of people's situations. So you've basically got 5 posts to do and 10 weeks to do it in. And they're partly a personal reflection. For example, the first one is, how have you come to be here? But there's other ones about about abstracts and introductions and etc. This one is what I would call the most exciting for me, where you do a 10-minute video of yourself teaching in some context. Bless you.
Got hay fever.
Couldn't hear that, but I could see it. Now, it doesn't matter if you're not in a school. You could do a little teaching session to some family members or a church setting or one-on-one. It doesn't matter. It's not critical. The whole idea here is that we get to see you using body language, using tone, using voice projection. The focus is not the 100-word lesson plan. Sorry, the 1,000-word lesson plan. That's unfortunate because of the registration. It's got 1,000 words attached to it, which is neither here nor there. It's no way. This one is reading reflections on the topic of homework. So you're doing 2 readings and you're making some reflections on those readings. And the topic is homework in school. And this one here is a major essay on the topic of homework. So that's the assignments.
Yep.
And this list here of all the content is really what used to be in the college-wide introduction to academic research and writing. So we've played with the content to make it educationally focused. For example, number 5 is definitely education focused. Critical and creative thinking was there already. Bloom's taxonomy was there already. We've put in the APA 6th version as important. Now, that one has now been taken out and isn't in here. That one is in EDU 100 and 400. And I need to do some editing of that. Welcome, Rhiannon. We're just going through the subject outline for 105.
Yeah.
And I'm on page 3. Thank you for joining us. And have you met Shelley Ann?
No, not yet. I've seen you comment stuff on the Moodle.
Yeah, I'm a classic mature age student. Lots of questions.
Yeah, no, that's all good.
So you're in Tasmania, Shelley Ann?
Yeah, I'm in Hobart, Kingston.
And
Yep.
Rhiannon, where are you?
I'm in Victoria, in a country town, Horsham.
Oh, wow.
Right.
Yeah.
Know that name.
Very welcome.
I have a question on the your screen sharing has sort of stopped, Jim, a little bit, but I've got the it's got the zoom of death, you know, the twirl of death.
Oh, maybe I'll start again.
Start again, yeah.
So, is that working?
Yep.
Okay. So the content, I was just saying these contents date back to an earlier version of the subject, and we've made it educationally focused. So not all are going to be, super relevant to you, but you might find them helpful. For example, number 10 is definitely an item about education, and so is number 5. So is number 6. I was just saying number 1 has been relegated or moved out now, and that's in EDU 100 and 400. So for people starting this semester, well, we do need to have a chat at some point, probably offline, about EDU 100, 400. So,
just a question about the clinical teaching model.
Yeah.
I might talk to you offline about that for me personally later as well.
Good. That's definitely education based.
There's not many people doing it in Tassie, from what I understand.
Oh, we've had quite a handful actually. If they're not still going, I'm not sure. Stephen Brinton will know better than me, but that's definitely worth a chat.
Yep.
So these forums, these are the set questions, and they're every fortnight. So some of them, like number 2, link into material on the course, and number 3, number 4, but number 1 and 5 are purely personal. This one is where you do a little teaching segment, and we watch your video you teaching, and you're assessed for body language and tone. And the reading reflection is all about these 2 articles where you read about the case for homework, and you, if you like, you critique these 2 papers. Say what you like about them, what you don't like about them, and why. And here you do a fully fledged essay, an argumentative essay. So you've got to convince the reader that with a point of view. It's on the same topic, namely homework, but you use more material than just these 2 papers. And
so,
yeah.
Sorry, can I just ask, with the minor essay that we're doing it on those 2 papers, should we be adding other resources in that one, or just the major one?
Yeah, this one here, you see, it's just the 2 papers.
Yeah.
that you do in 2 paragraphs, one after the other. And, you have to set out the APA 6 reference properly at the end. And this is the big one where you apply all that into an argumentative essay. So this is your practice essay, if you like.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's all common stuff there. These are, I commend these to you, Rhiannon, and if you see a 3-star by the side of something, it's definitely worth a watch. If it's 2 stars or nothing, don't worry too much unless you're particularly excited.
Screen shares stopped again. Oh, we're still on the rubric.
Interesting behavior. Maybe this is the result of COVID-19.
That's it.
Oh, I don't think it can cope with me changing the screen. Yeah, so I'll stay here now. Okay, so there are your submission points for your reflective journals. They all have a week after in case people have technical issues or family issues. You're given another week. If you do get into trouble, just let me know on an email and we'll sort something out. So the main point about this video lesson is not the 1,000-word equivalent lesson plan. That is a matter of accountability for accreditation. While I'm here, I won't go there because it'll stuff up the screen share, but are you both on EDU105?
Yes. Yeah, only just though.
Okay. Rhiannon, are you?
I don't think I am, no.
Oh dear. Well, may that be a project for today, that you get onto EDU105.
Yeah.
ed_info. Have a really good look around in there. You will find a whole bunch of resources for lesson plans, for example, lesson plan templates.
So, because I work at a school currently as a school chaplain, and so they do have at our school like lesson plans for teachers. Can I use one of theirs?
Of course. And in fact, that would be ideal to do. But do have a look at EDU105. There's a whole bunch of resources there anyway. You must get yourself familiar with EDU105.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you come to upload your video, you're basically uploading a Word file. Every assignment comes in as a Word file at the back of a cover sheet that you get off EDU105. And within that Word file, you'll have a link to your video. So don't try uploading a video to Moodle. That would crash the whole thing. Now that's due quite soon. So it's actually a bit too soon, I think.
It says stuff like obviously we've got to put through what year we're aiming it for in the school context and stuff. With the lesson plans that we've got like key ideas and scope and sequence. Should we be putting that into the lesson plan or?
Well, yes, Rhiannon, but don't worry about it. If you look at the rubric for this, I won't go there, but if you look at the rubric, there's I think 60% of it. Let me have a quick check. Oral. Here we go. Yeah, 10% is for the lesson plan, 20% is for your body language, 60% for the lesson, 10% for your engagement of whoever you're talking to. I mean, if they're bored and not listening to you, then you're not going to get a very good score for engagement. So yeah. The lesson plan is literally 10% of this assignment, which is 20%, overall. So don't put any effort really into the lesson plan.
Yep.
Can we do it? Are we at home doing it just to as if we're pretending then?
Ah, well, if you've got family members,
Yep.
and are you both planning to be primary teachers or secondary?
Secondary.
Primary.
Secondary, Rhiannon.
Primary.
Shellyanne?
Primary, little kids, yeah.
Yeah, little ones. Well, try and get your family members to be an audience for an age group that you might be teaching.
Okay. And with the uploading, Dr. Jim, for this, you said in your Word file, can I make a YouTube video?
Yeah. That's what I would encourage you to do. Personally, I find that the easiest thing to do.
Yeah. And put the link in.
Yes.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah. You know, the more I think about it, Shellyanne, you know, we were having a chat before Rhiannon came about whether you would do this as an audit or do the whole thing. I'm thinking it would be really good if you did it.
Are you thinking what I'm thinking? Yes, I agree.
Yeah, I think so. It certainly, I mean, and in this topic here, which gets you into thinking about homework, is really a hot topic for educators, and I think you can't go wrong. You would be missing out if you missed out.
Yeah, I haven't thought about that before.
It's massive. You will find arguments everywhere in the world on homework. What homework? How? You know, it's unending. It's been going on for generations, and it will go on for generations. So this is a classic example of something that gets you to think about the implications of homework.
If did you teach primary school ever and give homework in geometry?
Geometry?
Well, you know, social studies or whatever you did with primary.
Oh, I think geography.
Yeah, sorry.
I have taught primary, yes. I would have given homework in primary, yes. And I'm definitely a homework advocate. But if you want to persuade me in this essay here that homework is not suitable for primary age kids, that's your job. Okay?
Yes, sorry. I meant geography.
Okay. I was going to say primary geometry. Yeah. Look, in each of these sections, and there are loads, you'll notice that there are PDFs at the front end, which have been prepared by AC years gone by. They're really good. Or you can go down here and watch a video of them. So there's no, you have to in week 1 or something. Please get any idea of weeks out of your head. This is for you to access as and when you feel so led. For example, I think that's a 3-star. It's 5 minutes of a video. Go for it. Under here, I won't click on it in case we get stuffed up, but this one here, I don't like the Sydney one too much, but I do love the I don't like Western Sydney very much, but I do like this one, the Sydney University one, is really good. 18 pages. It covers every eventuality, be it a book, be it a journal, be it a conference, be it personal communication with someone. You will find that tells you what to put in the text and how to put the references. And if I say nothing else today, please put out of your thinking any idea of doing a software for referencing. I'm not saying you'll never do software for referencing, but for this subject, please don't, because it will create as many problems as it solves, and it doesn't teach you the skills. So early on, I would focus on this one, the APA 6, and how that all works. next few weeks we'll talk about looms, critical thinking, etc. But this is, and we'll talk about clinical teaching certainly. There's loads of material in here, far more than you'd ever need. So don't let that be daunting. It's for your resource. That's what it is, a resource.
So
Questions?
are you expecting people to use like I used SiteFast and that didn't seem to have very many issues. So you want us to put it in by hand?
Don't do any, please. Not in this subject.
Yeah. All right.
Now, one of the common things it does, it makes a block at the end of your assignment, and I can't get in with my reviewing tool and make comments on individual bits.
Yep.
It just blocks the whole thing out.
Yep.
And it will typically lose any reference to place in where a publisher is located.
Yep.
And it'll stuff up capital letters. And it sometimes stuffs up italics. It's really random. I've never worked out why it's so erratic, but it is. So when shall we meet again? What do you think, folks? Give me some feedback.
I'm not working, so Rhiannon probably gets the pick of. I've just got kids, homeschooling kids, so.
Yeah, well, I work every day, but on currently because of this restriction for schools,
It's 12:30.
Thursdays and Fridays I'm at home, so it's easy to meet on those days. So
Okay.
like this time on a Tuesday's fine, or yeah,
Well, you say Friday would work?
Friday could work, yeah.
Why don't we say we will give this a break from now, but we'll come back Friday at 12.
Yep.
Is that all right, Shelley-Ann?
Yeah, that's good.
And we'll see where we've got to by then. I'm a bit bothered about that date for, I think that's too early. I definitely watch this space. I'm probably going to push that back to the end of May.
Yeah.
To get that all organized now for 17th of May, I think is a bit of a big tall ask. Because in terms of that, what is it assessing? It's assessing, find it. Yeah, this section here, oral skills. So spend a bit of time in here before you, and obviously in the next couple of days, think about who you might try and teach something. And it's only 10 minutes. So please don't go to too much trouble. I find the marking of it absolutely fascinating because I can see you doing your thing. On the one hand, I'll give you a bit of a heads up. On the one hand, there's the teacher who gets the kids engaged in doing stuff, and their teacher talk is maybe only 2 minutes worth of the 10 minutes, in which case that's cool. And then on the other extreme, there's somebody who feels they've got to lecture for 10 minutes. Typically in a school, a lecture for 10 minutes it might go down okay with a year 12 student who's really keen. But ideally, in most classrooms, there'll be an element of student involvement, activity. So don't be afraid of time taken with them doing something.
Yeah.
Cool?
Yeah. Does that have that has a fancy name when you introduce, the kids are on the mat and you basically bring it back to ground level and say, what do you know about leaves? And you come from zero, don't you, with everyone?
Yeah, well, that's, I'm not sure I particularly like that pedagogy, but there is a fancy name for it. discovery learning or something. I can't quite remember which one.
Inquiry? Is that inquiry?
Inquiry, yeah.
Because I'm at an IB school.
You must get in touch with Stephen Codrington.
I don't know him yet.
He's a colleague of mine at AC, and he was a principal of IB schools around the world for about 15 years. He's a geographer, and he writes geography textbooks. Stephen Codrington.
CODRING.
COD.
Yep.
RING.
Yep.
TON.
Yeah, awesome.
So I will try. We'll have this conversation again and get you two connected, because he's absolutely passionate on critical thinking, and he's mad keen on the IB system.
That's cool.
Okay. Look, I'll see you Friday.
Yeah, that's great. Thanks. Thank you.
God bless. Bye for
Bye.
now. Stop recording.